Was it a rebel move or a creative move? We're not exactly sure, but over just the last several years, it's become acceptable, even in Vogue, to ditch the traditional orange and black Halloween palette. So whether you're decorating your Halloween home, planning the neighborhood party, or maybe you're just picking your perfect manicure color, my first guest has curated a collection of Halloween color palettes that will make this spooky season feel fresh and unexpected. Color enthusiast. I love all the names we come up for you.
I need to add it to my resume.
Color enthusiast Aubry Bennion is joining me to share. We were just chatting before the break. It's not like new as in this year, but just in the last several years, suddenly it's become acceptable to throw pink around for Halloween.
Oh, pink, disco balls, anything goes for Halloween right now if you go through the aisles of Target and Michael's and the craft store.
Do you like this?
I mean, you and I are in orange and black, so
Isn't it funny that we're like representing
bizarrely traditional. But I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's do it well.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I think.
So let's jump into these color palettes. And Aubry does have this eye for pulling together not just the right tone, the right hue, but the right collection of colors. And the overall visual here is still Halloween. Some a little more fun than others.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of takes on Halloween. If we're just gonna go with pink, I can't explain why this works, but everyone's doing it, so let's do it.
How did you do it?
So this, I actually borrowed these from a friend of mine. These are all just like a cornucopia of pumpkins overflowing from her porch. And she just painted these in every variety of pink, purple, like just all that shades, like these warm, if we go for the felt balls, the warm pinks, I will say. But also throw in like, always me throwing in a neon, right? So here's our neon yellow. But just that sweep from like purple to yellow, I would say, on the rainbow.
Wide paint deck.
Yes, yeah. That half of the rainbow, this works.
Do we think it's the orange that kind of makes it work and pulls it in? Because there is still peaches and orange tones.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like this color pumpkin does exist, right?
That's true.
There are those, like, what are they? The princess pumpkins, I think they're called. You can do that, and then just like, oh, whoops, there's a pink one too.
The purple threw me at first, but I kind of dig it.
It works.
I kind of like it.
It works.
Okay, that's our first Halloween palette. So if this speaks to you, you might have a new Halloween color wheel to play from. What's the next palette?
The next one we're calling Wicked Season because the movie's coming out, right? And this is very witchy, right? This is gonna be your greens and your purples and your blacks. Somebody wrote into a DM, I'd asked for recommendations on colorways, like what people were doing, and somebody said, my husband says purple isn't a Halloween color. And I said, challenge accepted. It is very much, I think it's very witchy.
It is.
It's very witchy. It counts.
Every witch is accented with some level of purple.
Yeah, and there's a picture I'd pulled up, maybe it's gonna come through, but a scene from Wicked, and there is very much this purple theme, right? In the background, she's green and everything else behind her is purple. And so that counts.
This is sort of happy haunts too. Like if you're wanting to go to the more playful side of Halloween.
It's not spooky, but it still kind of stays on trend with traditional Halloween.
Just one beat off traditional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
The next one that people were kind of begging for was like, can we just not do Halloween? Can we just stick with fall?
You saw my message? Oh, okay. Okay, fine.
That anonymous message you sent in.
I want to be the fun woman, but it's not in me sometimes.
So we can keep this one up, I'm gonna say from like start in September, right? September 20, whatever, the first day of fall. Keep this one up until you decorate for Christmas.
Yes.
Which for some people is like November 1st. But this can just stay, neutral. For my neutral friends, I always give a shout out to them when I do these color segments.
Your beige, boring babes.
My beige friends. But these are just stems from Hobby Lobby. Like just find one simple stem. You've got your acorns, your gold, even your pumpkins that are just in a teal color. Like just find things, maybe not colors, but things that are fall, not Halloween. But it works, it stays. Just think of like your natural fibers, natural fabrics, things like that.
Okay, black and cream is a really sophisticated curation that I'm kind of digging.
So John Darien did a line at Target. If you've been to his shop in New York or you've kind of been aware of him, he does do a lot of black and cream, and I think that kind of brought out even some dupes at Michael's that I noticed the other day when I was walking through the store. But then I've noticed this idea that like butterflies are the new bats.
What?
So if you see these like most fantastic, like I think this house was covered in like 15,000 butterflies.
Oh my gosh.
And also again, challenge accepted. Like, am I buying butterflies by the masses from Amazon? These are My Mind's Eye, which is a local brand, and I saw these at Highland Gardens.
Okay.
So I just think butterflies, it's just that idea of like insects,
yes.
but like pretty insects.
Sparkly,
Sparkly, pretty insects. So it takes away the creep factor, but I think in mass, it still has a little bit of the creep factor because nobody wants to be surrounded by that many.
No, that would be scary.
Yeah.
That would be creepy.
Yep, and then I also saw these crows at Highland Gardens, also from My Mind's Eye, and I thought, ooh, this is like, that's so Halloween.
Yes.
But it's not, it's just a little bit elevated. That cream kind of neutralizes it.
Yes.
It's maybe a step up from like the fall, but it's Halloween.
I'm giggling because we can file this under things we never thought we'd say on
Oh,
TV. Butterflies
gosh.
are the new bats.
Yep.
TM, Aubry Bennion.
Butterflies are the new bats.
I love it. All right, one final curation for us.
I mean, mums, right? The world loves mums.
Yes.
Mums on their front porch. And I'm going to say, here in Utah, we're not at mum season yet. It was 89 degrees.
Too
so
hot,
don't
sister.
do as I do and don't buy your mums yet. They don't want to be this hot.
But
there are
porch.
mums, right? There are colorways of mums. So that year it was anything goes. Every single color goes. There's the pink, there's the purple, there's the yellow, there's white, there's
Dreamy.
red and orange. Or you can kind of angle. I did kind of a purple, red, and this year I am very much going to go orange and white on my front porch.
More traditional.
Yep.
But mums being kind of the color cue, like whatever you see in the garden aisle, you can pull off into your Halloween home.
Yeah, and I mean, right, people love to do a front porch, so throw in some pumpkins and your mums and your fall colors, and you're like, that is your welcome home sighting for Halloween.
You're still at least 1 to 2 weeks out if we're going by temperature for mums.
At least, you guys don't
Rude.
buy these. I have to water these every day. I'm going to baby them, but like, don't buy them yet.
Aren't you tapping your toes though, just to go full?
So
we all
anxious.
are. I know. Aubrey, such a beautiful eye that you have. Thank you so much for permission to do it and do it right. How can we follow along to see more of your color picks?
On Instagram, I'm Aubry E. Liz.
Yes, all of these translate to her manicures too, which is a fun little way women can kind of extend
Yes.
the trends. So we'll watch for that this month too. We love you. Thank you so much.